Adam, Japan's parliament has elected the country's first ever female prime minister. Tell us a little bit about her.
Yes, Sanae Takaichi has become Japan's fourth prime minister in just 5 years. And as you said, she's broken new ground as the first woman to hold the office of prime minister in Japan. She's 64 and she is the leader of the ruling Liberal Democratic Party. And she is known for her very staunch conservative views. She's also a very big admirer of the former UK Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher. Like Miss Thatcher, she's nicknamed the Iron Lady. She is known for those conservative views, including opposition to same-sex marriage and also being against the growing demand in Japan to allow married women to keep their maiden surnames. She's not new to politics. She spent a long time in the political game in Japan, holding a number of ministerial roles. She also previously ran for the top job of Prime Minister. She's got a very colourful history before politics. She worked as a TV host and she was also the drummer in a heavy metal band. And it was in that band that she became famous for carrying a lot of spare drumsticks because she would break so many during her performances. And she's still interested in heavy metal, reportedly a big fan of Iron Maiden and Deep Purple, amongst others. She comes in at a very difficult time in politics in Japan. A lot of prime ministers are being turfed out because there's a lot of anger about the cost of living in the country, challenges with the ageing population and low birth rate. And she also has to navigate foreign policy as well, including a meeting with Donald Trump, who is going to Japan next week. So that's a nice, easy start for her.
And Adam, this is a terrible story. Someone's attempt to exterminate a cockroach with a makeshift flamethrower, can we call it that, in a South Korean apartment. It's turned bad pretty quickly. What happened?
Yeah, this all went horribly wrong. It happened in the northern Korean city of Osan, and a young lady, she tried to torch a cockroach by using a lighter and a flammable spray to effectively blast the cockroach with some kind of homemade blowtorch or flamethrower. She said she'd actually done this before successfully. However, this time it went very wrong. She set fire to her whole apartment building, and tragically one of her neighbours died after she fell to the ground when she was trying to escape the fire through a window. That woman was a Chinese national in her 30s, and she was living with her husband and their 2-month-old baby. So a very, very tragic story. The police said that she could be charged with accidentally starting a fire and causing death by negligence. And I didn't realise this, but this kind of method of getting rid of cockroaches, it's been made quite popular on social media, videos of people using this flamethrower technique. But I think it's very much safe to say, do not try that one at home.
Absolutely. Japan Post has removed a controversial policy which was used to punish some of its delivery staff. What were they doing?
Yeah, this is quite a bizarre story. So they were forcing their delivery drivers to complete their rounds using bikes, like push bikes, as a punishment if they were ever involved in any accidents. And this came into focus in Japan a couple of weeks ago when a delivery worker was forced to go out and do his round for 2 weeks on a bike, despite it being in the middle of summer in a heat wave with the temperatures being up over 35 degrees every day. He was being punished because he had parked his post office motorbike and it accidentally tipped over and slightly damaged another vehicle. And he told local media that basically he was very exhausted, dripping with sweat because he was doing this punishing round every day on a bike. And Japan Post has come out now and they've actually backtracked on this and decided to scrap the policy, saying it could be perceived as workplace harassment. And I don't think there's any could about that, really. I think forcing people to go out and do their rounds on bikes in the middle of the summer, I'd say that's definitely workplace harassment.
Thank you, Adam. That is our Asia correspondent, Adam Hancock.